What if I told you that you could easily start a business online that would let you work anywhere in the world? You probably think this is just some super fancy and difficult process, but the truth is that getting started is super easy. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to start a business online, which starts with choosing a niche. Starting an online business starts with figuring out what you're going to sell. This is super important because it helps you plan everything else. You should probably pick something that you're good at and like doing. So think about what you do when you have free time. Maybe you're great at building or fixing things. Or maybe people always come to you for computer advice. These are great starting points. But it's also important to make sure other people want to buy what you're selling. Just because you like something doesn't mean other people will too. You can use the internet to see if a lot of people are interested in what you're hoping to sell. For example, if you want to sell office supplies, you can look to see if a lot of people are searching for pens and notebooks. Next, it's time to figure out how much money you can make from this idea of yours. You see, some businesses might sound fun, but they won't bring in a lot of cash. For instance, selling cheap products to people scrolling on social media might not make as much money as selling something to a business that can spend extra money. If you can sell special services for companies or fancy high-end customer products, you might be able to charge more because people want something customized or higher quality. The business you're in is called your niche, and finding the right one can really help your business grow. It's also super important to check out what other people are doing, so look at what your competitors are up to. Softwares like SimilarWeb can help you see where customers come from and how much they spend on advertising. This helps you understand what you're up against and figure out how to make your business stand out. But remember, if you're really excited about your idea, it'll be much easier to keep working hard and create things that people will actually find valuable. Next, it's time to set up your shop. In this case, your shop will be online, but don't worry if you can't code because there are easier ways to do it. First, you need a website. This is your digital store where people will visit to see what you're selling. There are many ways to build one. If you want to do it yourself, platforms like Wix or Squarespace are great. If you want something more custom or complex, consider hiring a professional web designer or developer, and they can create a unique online space for your business. But just remember, this option can be way too expensive, so think about the cost benefits to your business here. Optimizing your website for search engines is also really important for getting visitors, and there are two main parts to SEO: on-site and off-site. On-site SEO means improving your website's content and structure, and this includes using the right keywords, making links within your site, and linking to other websites. It's also about making sure your site is easy to use and works well on phones. Off-site SEO involves getting other good websites to link to your website, which helps make your site more trustworthy and improves its ranking on search engines. Tools like Google's Keyword Planner and website audit tools can help you with both on-site and off-site SEO. Once your website's set up, you'll need a special page to persuade people to buy your products or services. This is called a sales page, and it's the most important part of your entire website. Think of it as a convincing poster for what you're selling. Use simple words, clear pictures, and bullet points to show the benefits. Remember, most people don't spend a lot of time reading, so keep it short and interesting. Next, you need a way for your customers to pay. This is where checkout systems come in. Customers enter their payment details here and you receive the money. Some website builders have checkout systems built in, while others need a separate tool. Aim to make it easy for your customers to finish their purchase. Avoid any extra steps or confusing forms. Finally, you need a payment processor. Popular options include PayPal and Stripe. Choose a payment processor that's reliable and offers features that suit your business needs. After your store is set up, the next step is creating a strong online audience. However, this is not just about shouting or advertising your products from the rooftops, because that just doesn't work. Instead, think about having real conversations with real people. Your goal shouldn't just be selling. It should be about building relationships with your audience. So start by understanding your ideal customer. Who are they? What do they care about? What keeps them up at night? The more you know about your audience, the better you can create content that they like. Once you know, you can always offer them what they want, making them happy and more likely to come back to you. Look at who's already following you, or check out your competitors and see who follows them. You can also create surveys or polls to ask people what they're interested in. The more info you gather, the clearer picture you will have of your ideal customer. Once you know your audience, you need to choose the right platforms to reach them. Think about where your customers spend their time online. Are they scrolling through Instagram, watching videos on TikTok, connecting with friends on Facebook, or listening to podcasts on Spotify? Different platforms attract different types of people. For example, if you sell trendy clothes, Instagram could be the best place to showcase or advertise your products. But if you're selling financial advice, a blog or podcast could be much more effective. Blogs allow you to write detailed articles that can help educate your audience, while podcasts can offer in-depth discussions and interviews. Consistency is key. Whether you're posting on Instagram daily, writing blog posts weekly, or selling newsletters, it's important to be regular. People like it when you're consistent, but it's just as important to create good content. So share your knowledge and insights with your audience. Give them something they can't find anywhere else. This way, people are more likely to follow and interact with you. Now, consistency is the most difficult part of all of this, so don't expect to get it right on your first try, and just be more consistent over time, and eventually you'll get it. Engagement goes both ways. Respond to comments, messages, and emails. Ask questions, run polls, and start discussions. The more you talk with your audience, the stronger your relationship will become. Building an online audience takes a lot of time and effort. There will be good days and bad days, and you might feel like you're not making progress. But don't give up. Keep showing up, keep creating valuable content, and keep engaging no matter what. Over time, you'll see results. Remember, your online audience is made up of real people with real lives. Once you figure out who you want to sell to, now it's time to decide what you're going to offer them. It's important to use simple words when you tell people about your offer, so don't use any fancy or confusing words. You want everyone to understand what you're saying. The goal is to make your offer sound even more awesome without charging any more money. And promoting your offer effectively is just as crucial. You can do this through multiple channels. It can be by sending emails, posting on social media, and putting info on your website. Emails are especially great because you can send them directly to people who might be interested. We already talked about social media, so let's leave that here. While it's not super important right now, it's still a good idea to think about how you'll get your products to people. You want to make sure you have enough stuff to sell so that everyone who wants to buy something can. You can use special inventory tracking systems that help you keep track of how much you sell and when you need to order more. It's also important to get orders to people quickly and without any problems. This will make your customers happy and help you stay in business. And the last thing to understand is how important it is to follow through on what you promise. Imagine you're selling a super bike and say that it's the fastest bike ever. So when someone buys it, they have these exact words in their minds. And so they expect it to be really fast. But it's not just about your product. How you treat people after they buy something is really important too. If they have a question or problem, you need to be super helpful, and people love to tell their friends about good service, so being nice can bring you lots of new customers. Giving your best customers special rewards is a great way to say thanks, and it makes them feel special and more likely to come back. And also try to think about what might upset your customers, like waiting a long time for their stuff or having trouble returning something. Fixing these problems before they happen will make your life much easier. Sharing stories from happy customers can also really help new people trust you. When they see that other people love your stuff, they'll be much more likely to try it themselves. And starting an online business isn't quite as hard as it sounds. You just need to find something that you're really into, build a website or online store, find people who want what you're selling, help them out, and finally make sure to do what you say you will. There are people who know a lot about starting businesses, so don't be afraid to ask for help, and most importantly, have fun with it.